ఆఫ్టర్ సర్జరీ బేరేటరీ సర్జరీ తర్వాత పేషెంట్ ఎలాంటి కేర్ తీసుకోవాలి, తర్వాత కూడా బరువు పెరగకుండా ఉంటారా?
So sometimes people don't realize that our human body is very complex and everything works on hormones. Now if there is a change in hormone, and that is why over a period of years, somebody does not gain the weight overnight. It takes years for somebody to gain weight. And obesity is more common in female because women has to undergo 3 big hormonal changes. First, when they get puberty and their menstrual cycle starts, that's the first time they have very strong hormonal surge. Second time, when they get pregnant, every time with the pregnancy their hormones change. Third thing is, when they reach the age of menopause, again there are a lot of hormonal changes happen, and during these 3 phases they gain lot of weight.
Okay.
Now the thing is, once they have surgery, we are resetting the system, but one need to understand that you will lose weight, everything will look great after surgery, but maintaining that weight is the responsibility of an individual.
Okay.
Dr. Abhishek is not a magician. I cannot change the world. I can just reset the system. Once the system is reset, how you use your computer depends on you. If you're not careful, the virus might come back.
ఓకే. సో అసలు ఈ బేరియాట్రిక్ సర్జరీ అంటే ఏం చేస్తారు డాక్టర్? అంటే మాకు ఆకలి వేయకుండా ఉండడానికి, తక్కువ తినడానికి ఏం చేస్తారు మీరు?
So again, very interesting question. Bariatric and metabolic surgery, first thing, it is not a cosmetic surgery. Second, it is done by laparoscopy or by robotic, by which I mean we make small holes in your abdomen. We put our instrument inside, we look into your abdomen, your intestine and other part, and then we take out a portion of stomach which secretes bad hormone, which is also called ghrelin. Now this hormone is responsible for many things, including insulin resistance, making you hungry, making you diabetic. So if there is a bad hormone, there is a good hormone also. These good hormones are secreted by end of small intestine. These are the same hormones which you are getting on these new drugs, these weight loss drugs which have come up, Ozempic, Mounjaro and all these drugs. They have the same hormone which is naturally secreted by our own body by the small intestine. Now once we do this surgery, this bad hormones from the stomach goes down and the good hormones from your intestine goes up. So there is a balance which happens, and that is how this surgery is effective. A lot of people used to think that after surgery, because your stomach is small, you cannot eat more, that's why you lose weight, which is wrong. It is all because of the hormonal changes.
Okay.
It is not because you want to willingly control your hunger. What if somebody has lot of hunger? He'll try his level best to control hunger, but eventually he gives up and he starts eating, right? Once you start eating, again you have a guilt, and then you again gain weight.
Okay.
What happens after surgery is, because of the change in hormone, your brain will send signal to your intestine, to your stomach, that oh, you're full, don't eat much. I feel happy. You eat small portion, suddenly you feel full, and that is why you have early satiety. Your hunger level goes down, and that is how this surgery works.
ఓకే. సో ఆఫ్టర్ సర్జరీ, ఆఫ్టర్ బేరియాట్రిక్ సర్జరీ ఎవరైనా మళ్ళీ వెయిట్ గెయిన్ అయ్యి మీ దగ్గరికి వస్తే ఎలా ట్రీట్ చేస్తారు డాక్టర్?
So as I was telling you, somebody who has a knee replacement, doctor tells them that this knee will last for 10 years.
ఓకే.
But it can also last for 20 years or 30 years. It depends on how you are using that knee replacement. The same thing applies to a cardiac stent. If you have a stent, doctor will tell you to improve your lifestyle, and the stent will be savior for you lifelong. The same thing stands for bariatric surgery, that if you have a bariatric surgery, you lose weight, and if you are able to maintain that, definitely you can maintain that weight for lifelong. In fact, a lot of my operated individuals, they have run marathons. They are going for treks because they understood that this is what they wanted in life. They have seen the bad part. They have seen people making fun of them when they were overweight.
Yeah.
They had gone through a lot of social problems. They don't want to go back. So that's why
ఓకే.
they do it.
సో మెయింటైన్ చేయడం వెరీ ఇంపార్టెంట్ అని చెప్తారు డాక్టర్.
Very important.
ఓకే డాక్టర్, అంటే బేరియాట్రిక్ సర్జరీతో జనరల్గా ఎంత వెయిట్ తగ్గుతుంది అంటే ఏం చెప్తారు? లైక్ ఒక 100 కిలో ఉన్నారనుకోండి పేషెంట్, అప్రాక్సిమేట్కి.
Yeah. So there are strict guidelines. People who can undergo bariatric surgery and people who should not. So I do get a lot of young girls. They are slightly overweight. They want to undergo surgery. So I tell them strictly no.
ఓకే.
Because it has its own indication, and it is very important. Since you asked me this question, we decided depending on the body mass index, which is
Okay.
called BMI, and BMI is calculated by your weight and your height. Now you have Google, anybody can calculate
Yes.
their BMI.
Yeah.
Now the important thing is normal BMI for an individual has to be less than 23.5. Now beyond 23.5, these are the latest guidelines, by the way. Before it was 25 BMI, now it is 23.5 for Indians. Anybody who has a BMI of more than 23.5, they are considered overweight or obese. Now criteria for bariatric surgery is anybody who has a BMI of more than 32.5 and related comorbidities, they are the individual who can go for bariatric and metabolic surgery. Speaking of diabetes surgery, anybody who has a BMI of more than 27.5 and uncontrolled diabetes, they can go for metabolic surgery. So this is very important. Anybody who does not qualify the criteria should not get operated. It is medico-legally also important.
ఓకే. సో మీకంటూ కొన్ని రూల్స్ ఉంటాయి డాక్టర్, ఏ పేషెంట్కి బేరియాట్రిక్ సర్జరీ చేయాలి అనేది. సో అందరికీ అది పాసిబుల్ కాదు అంటారా?
Yes. So as I mentioned before, anybody who does not qualify this criteria should not go for surgery, as well as a surgeon should not also operate on these individuals because they are not the right candidate.
ఓకే.
Because it is a life-changing surgery, definitely, but it should be adopted only when it is indicated, not just like that.